What's going on? Welcome back to The Shoe. I'm James Cianish, and today we're going to be talking about football, obviously, right? We are currently in week 4 of the 2024 season, and I'm about to give you the rundown on my prediction for all the games and a little bit on each why I believe my choice on who's going to win, right? Once again, you're probably not going to agree with all my opinions. If you don't, let me know down below. You're probably wrong. And let me know your favorite team down below, okay? I want to see who's on the channel, all that good stuff. If you're here right now, thank you, and I appreciate you. We're basically going to hop right into it. I'm not going to try to make the pod or video or whatever you want to call it that long, right? So let's get it, baby. First up, I made a parlay last night, right, boys? I usually do this every single week. I do a $1 parlay and try and pick every single game, right? So currently right now the Cowboys and Giants I'm filming this on Thursday, right? The Cowboys at Giants is playing, and the Cowboys are up 17-12. A little bit of a weird score, I know, but I did pick the Cowboys to win this game on my parlay, and I truly believe the Cowboys are going to win this game, right? I don't think that they can. It's hard because they had to come back winning against They had to come back against the Ravens last weekend, right? But I think it's kind of a get right game, right? I don't believe in the Giants, and I'm sure you guys don't really either, right? You have Daniel Jones, and got rid of Saquon. Defensive line's good. Defense isn't bad, but it's the Cowboys should win this game. So that game's currently going right now. It's in the third quarter. 5 minutes left. Cowboys up 17-12. I'm not going to really go much more into that because the game's being played right now, right? And by the time you see this, it's not going to really matter anyways. Let's see real fast. So we have Bengals at Panthers. That's our first game that we're going to talk about. And me personally, I believe the Bengals are going to win this game. And reason being is they are 0-3, very desperate. And the Panthers just... Last weekend, Andy Dalton looked like a stud, right? And he was good for the Bengals before. Maybe kind of a revenge game. I don't know if you want to call it that. No one's probably calling it that. I just don't think it's going to be consistent for him to throw 300 yards and 3 touchdowns every week, right? I think that was kind of one of those more first game of the year, just bench Bryce Young, comes out, kind of shocks the world a little bit, right? So I'm definitely going to take the Bengals in this game. You got Joe Burr, Jamar Chase, right? 0-3, dude. If they do not win this game, their season is completely over. It's already hard enough to get to the playoffs from 0-3. But if they go 0-4 against the Panthers, then you got to have, serious talks about the Bengals, right? Because that is just unacceptable. I think they get right, sort of, in Carolina. So I'm picking Bengals over Panthers. Let's see. Next, we have Saints at Falcons. This game's actually very interesting to me, right? You had the Saints kind of they looked unbeatable through the first 2 weeks, right? And then just lost to the Eagles 15-12. The Eagles are a good team. I think they're very overrated, and I'm not a huge fan or high on Jalen Hurts. I think he's very overrated. But Saints at Falcons, that's really interesting to me. I'm gonna pick the Saints, right? I think the Saints are gonna win this game. And honestly, the only reason I'm picking that is they look so good through the first 2 weeks, right? And I don't know. I don't know if I truly believe in Kirk Cousins and Atlanta yet, right? Kirk has been very solid, very, very solid in his career. He's got Bijan, Kyle Pitts, Drake London. The Falcons aren't bad at all, but with how good the Saints looked the first 2 weeks, I think this is kind of a must-win for them as well. You don't want to start out 2-0, looking that good, and then go 2-2 all of a sudden, right? So I'm going to take Saints in that game. Saints over Falcons. Then we have Jaguars at Texans. This one's also really interesting because the Jags usually play the Texans really well. But dude, I honestly, after what. The Jaguars got smoked in Buffalo last weekend, or last Monday. I think that's really hard to come back from 47-10, right, boys? So I'm going to take the Texans in that game, obviously. I guess this wouldn't be the most shocking upset of the weekend to me. personally. Like I said, just because the Jags tend to play the Texans decent, right? It's also a divisional game, and it being a divisional game closes the gap even that much more, right? Because you play them twice a year, play them twice a year every single year. You know, like the tendencies, and but I'm going to take Texans over Jags there. I think C.J. Stroud, they got to get right too. I mean, they just got smoked in Minnesota. I don't know if they're going to drop back-to-back games like that, especially to the Jags, who just got destroyed in Buffalo. So Texans over Jags. We have Broncos at Jets. This is kind of an interesting game as well. Zach, you have Zach Wilson. Yeah, no, you don't. Because it's A-Rod, right? I mean, Bo Nix didn't look bad last weekend, right? In Tampa, and that was a surprising win for the Broncos. I did not pick the Bucs to get upset like that too. They got punched in the mouth. I don't know. I think it's kind of one of those games where, from what I saw, Bo Nix's running ability was. It didn't catch the Bucs off guard, but that was a huge thing. I think the Jets have a great defense, and you have A-Rod. In New York, I'm going to take the Jets over the Broncos. Obviously, I think the Jets are just a better team overall. And my biggest thing in the entire NFL is quarterback play, right? And I'm going to take A-Rod over Bo Nix. But I genuinely do think Bo Nix is going to be good, and I think Broncos fans should chillax on him a little bit and just let him grow, right? But I'm going to take Jets over Broncos. Then this is a great game too, depending on if Jordan Love's back or not. We have Vikings at Packers. I'm going to take the Vikings, I think. I mean, here's the thing is, if Jordan Love is coming back, that's 2 weeks off. Coming back from an MCL injury. I know it is in Green Bay, but I mean, you have to be honest, the freaking Vikings look so good, dude. They just blew out the Texans. I know that's just one game, but they've looked good all year. Sam Darnold's not seeing ghosts any longer. You got JJ. I mean, I don't know. I think the only thing that makes this game a little bit more difficult for me to say is it's in Green Bay, right? And I mean, the Packers are a very good football team. But I just feel like we don't even know yet if Jordan Love's going to be back this week, right? And Sam Darnold's been balling. So I'm going to take Vikings over Packers in Green Bay. Next game up is Steelers at Colts. Obviously, I'm a diehard Colts fan. There's going to be a little bit of bias there and everything like that. But I genuinely do believe, boys, that I think the Colts take the stub, right? Here's the thing for the Colts. Like I said, it's biased once again, and I'm a diehard Colts fan. But if we win this game, right, we go to Jacksonville next week, which I'm never going to count that at all because we haven't won in Jacksonville since 2013. It's the House of Horrors, Clown Town, all that shit. But then we go to Tennessee after that. Tennessee does not look good either. The Colts honestly have an opportunity here to start out 0-2 and end up 4-2, right? And kind of a hard stretch, 4-5 away in October. We ran the ball against them last year really well for 170 on the ground. JT's looked better. He hasn't looked as good since 2021 when he had 2,300 total yards and 20 touchdowns, or 23 touchdowns. I'm going to take the Colts in this game. Also, fun fact, we are the last team to beat the Steelers. The Steelers have won 6 straight regular season games. And last year in Week 15, we were the last team to beat them. So I'm going to take the Colts over Steelers in Indy. Then we have Rams at Bears, right? I mean, I think the Rams will win this. I mean, once again, it's they're in a hard spot as well. They're very injured, everything like that, but it's Matthew Stafford, dude. I mean, he freaking balls. I'm going to take Rams over Bears. I don't really trust Caleb yet. I mean, we played him last week. Threw his first touchdown pass in Week 3. He's a young quarterback. I think he does have a lot of talent. Everyone was hyping up the Bears this year, and I think it's a rookie quarterback, essentially kind of like the Colts, right, with AR, but it's a rookie quarterback. He's going to have growing pains. He has all the potential in the world, obviously. But I'm going to trust Matthew Stafford over Caleb Williams. And also the Rams need this win, right? So Rams over Bears. Then we have Eagles and Buccaneers. Little playoff rematch. I'm thinking Buccaneers. Like I said before, I think the Eagles are overrated. They're a great team. Don't get me wrong. But I feel like they're definitely overrated. And I'm not a Jalen Hurts fan at all. The majority of his freaking touchdowns are a tush push. And that's no hate on him. No one can stop it. So if they can't stop it, keep doing it, right, boys? But, I mean, the Buccaneers just lost a huge upset. I don't think they're going to come out flat. They're going to be like, dude, what the hell was that? Started out 2-0. Now we're 2-1. Lost to Bo Nix and the Broncos in Tampa, which was weird. I'm going to take Buccaneers over Eagles. Next, we have Patriots at 49ers. This would be like the biggest upset to me, honestly, this weekend. I don't see how the Niners lose this. They just lost a heartbreaking game, right, to the Rams. What were they, up 14? Up 14? I think they were up 14. Then Matthew Stafford happens, right? Also, I know they're super injured and everything like that. Kittle might play this week. I don't know about Debo, honestly. But, I mean, the Niners are a very solid team. Probably should have won last weekend, but it's freaking Matthew Stafford. And penalties were killing. I mean, it's pretty obvious. Like, I'm going to take the Niners over the Patriots and Jacoby Brissett. Then we have Commanders at Cardinals. This game, I think this could be a freaking game of the weekend, honestly. Like, this is such a good game. I mean, besides the Bills and Ravens. But Commanders at Cardinals. I'm going to take Cardinals, right? Jaden Daniels and the Commanders just beat the Bengals and Joe Burr in Cincy on Monday Night Football. They're riding the high, right? But once again, it's a rookie quarterback, and Arizona's looked good this year. And I just think it's really hard for a rookie quarterback to stack week on week on week, right? And I mean, like I said, this has potential to be the game of the week. Like, this is going to be a great game, in my opinion. But I am going to take Cardinals. Like I said, they've looked good. It's in Arizona. Marvin Harrison Jr. is questionable with I believe, a quad. Yeah, I believe it is a quad. He's also on my fantasy, so I'm freaking hoping that he's been playing because he's went off the last 2 weeks. That'd be huge for me. But Cardinals over Commanders. Then we have Chiefs at Chargers. I'm going to take the Chiefs. I'm not sure what's up with Justin Herbert. I mean, I know he missed the majority of the second half this last weekend. And also it's Patty Mahomes. You also have the refs. You know what I'm saying, boys? But I'm going to take Chiefs over Chargers. I think... I mean, this could be kind of a trap game for him, but also Herbert with that high ankle sprain, you just don't really know. And like I said, it's my homeboy. So I'm going to take Chiefs over Chargers. Then we have Browns at Raiders. This might be one of the hardest games to pick, honestly, because you have Deshaun Watson and the Browns, right? I mean, their defense is elite. But I don't believe in Deshaun Watson at all. And this kind of feels like one of those games that the Raiders could win. But I'm going to take the Browns. I feel like they need the dub. It is Gardner Minshew. I watched them all last year, right? And I don't believe that the coaching's near as good as Shane Steichen was with them last year. And you're going to have to basically call a perfect game to get good offense with Gardner Minshew. I also know that Devontae Adams is questionable as well. I don't remember why. But I mean, if he doesn't play, then good luck, Raiders. But I'm gonna take Browns over Raiders. Then we have Bills at Ravens. I'm taking the Bills. They've seemed unstoppable, right? A Josh Allen MVP year finally, maybe. I mean, it seems like every single year that he does get an MVP vote, Lamar also has a great year, and then they just give it to Lamar. I mean, last year, dude, I genuinely believe Josh Allen should have won the MVP. But Bills at Ravens, I know it's supposed to rain a lot. That's what I've heard. And if that does happen, then that's kind of interesting, right? Because I feel like then the Ravens would have the edge if it does rain a lot. Because good luck tackling Lamar on a normal field, let alone a wet one. But the Bills just seem kind of unstoppable right now. And until anybody kind of puts them in their place or at least even makes it close, I'm going to take the Bills. Ravens are 1-2 though, so it is a little bit desperate for them. I mean, I know the Bengals are 0-3. Like I said, I don't think the Steelers are super legit. Their defense is great. Also, they have Justin Fields playing quarterback. So I don't think it's absolute panic time for the Ravens or a must win. But I'm going to take the Bills, like I said, until somebody shows me that they're not the juggernaut of the AFC. And then we have Titans at Dolphins. This is such an interesting game as well. Dolphins are on their third string, more than likely. I think I'm going to take the Titans on this one. They're 0-3. I feel like losing a quarterback to that kind of injury, too, is... It takes the wind out of your sails, right? So I'm going to take the Titans over the Dolphins. Will Levis hasn't played great, obviously. I can't believe they fired Vrabel. Like, that's freaking crazy to me. Let go of Henry. Complete turnover in Tennessee. I think it's kind of one of those games where the Titans, it's not going to be a beautiful game or a fun game, honestly, in my opinion. But I think the Titans squeak that out. Then we have the Seahawks at Lions, which is going to be a freaking great game, I think. Yeah, last year this game was crazy as well, if I remember correct. I think the Lions pull this out. I'm going to take the Lions. The Seahawks are 3-0. Lions 2-1. I think Detroit's the better team, right? Like, Seattle's kind of slept on, though. Geno Smith's been playing freaking well. DK, Tyler Lockett. Defense isn't bad at all. But also, it's in Detroit, Monday Night Football. Lions have finally got a taste of victory this last year. Success, everything like that. Jared Goff, Jahmyr Gibbs, Amon-Ra St. Brown, freaking Hutchinson. Like, the Lions are loaded, dude. So I do think the Lions do win this game. I think it's a very close game at the end, and the Lions kind of squeak it out, right? But I do believe in the Lions a little bit more than the Seahawks. And I don't know if it's just me, but I still am not on the Geno Smith like hype train. I mean, he's underrated for sure. Don't get me wrong. And like, he didn't write back, like he said, but I believe in the Lions a little bit more. And Campbell, Dan Campbell. But yeah, boys, so that is going to end the video. Let me know, like I said, down below, what you agree with, what you disagree with. These are my picks. Maybe they're going to all be right. Probably freaking not. Let me know what your favorite team is down below. And I will catch you guys on the next one.